Many of us thinking globalization is a late 20th century phenomenon, but it is not a true. It is a present form of globalization which has emerged in the last 30 to 40 years. It was been said that in 19th century it was being witnessed as accelerated pace for foreign trade, foreign investment and labor migration. It was being estimated that nearly 50 million people migrated from Europe to America and Australia across the world, and some of the 150 millions were estimated to have left their homes. Hundreds and thousands of Indians and Chinese laborers went to the work on plantations, in mines and railway contracts and some of the project work. Many of them are working as a bounded labor under the contract to work for an employee, and most of the Indians were being migrated for the bounded labor towards Caribbean islands, Mauritius, Fiji Islands, Malaya Islands and Ceylon, etc. And their living conditions are so hard and harsh without following any legal rights. Now let us see what are the economic aspects of globalization which stretches its wings across the globe for the past 30 to 40 years. Number one, production across the countries. Last 20th century, production was being largely organized across the countries. Raw materials, food grains, finished products only have been crossed the boundaries of these countries. It was being said that in colonial countries like India, exported raw materials and food grains and imported finished goods. Trade became one of the main channel connecting to distant countries, and there was been a large multinational companies which have been emerged across the countries, and multinational companies is owned and controlled. Production is more than one nation, and multinational companies set up offices and factories for production in regions where they can get cheap labor and other resources. So that have been done so that the cost of production is low and the multinational companies can earn greater profits and huge profits by its own. For example, a large multinational companies produces industrial equipment, designing and researching, which having centers in United States, and then later they get components manufactured in China. So these are all being shipped to Mexico and Eastern Europe, where the products are assembled and finished products are sold all over the world, and the company's customer care is carried out through call centers located mostly in India. For example, MNC is not only selling its finished products globally, but more than important, the goods and services are produced across the world, and production is organized increasingly in complex ways. The production process is divided into small parts and spread out across the globe. For example, China provides the advantage of being a cheap manufacturing location. Mexico, Eastern Europe are very much useful for their closeness to the markets in the US and Europe, and India has educated English speaking youth who can provide customer care services accordingly. It was being said probably 50 to 60% cost saving for the MNCs. The advantage of spreading out production across the borders to the multinational became truly immense.